It's podcadzo.
Okay, let's go. Welcome back to podcadzo, everybody. Julian, 50th episode extravaganza. And folks,
50th episode?
50th episode.
Holy mother of
Forgot
God.
to mention that earlier.
Guess
And
what?
What?
I've gotten fatter. I've gotten angrier.
No.
I've gotten...
Angrier, maybe, yeah.
I've lost more hope for humanity. And I think that this podcast is to thank for some of that,
And
at
that,
least
dude,
partially.
that's why the podcast works so well. It's our contrasting vibes, because I've only become more optimistic about humanity. I'm in the best shape of my life. And
yeah, good for you.
I enjoy the hell out of podcadzo.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
The show rules.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
So it won't be a true 50th episode extravaganza. We'll have to celebrate a different episode.
Yeah, we'll celebrate at like 55.
Yeah. And this will be part one of a two-parter, because in these next two episodes, we're going to talk Apple Music top 100 albums of all time.
Yes, we are.
So Apple Music, which if you listen to this podcast at all, you know it's my streaming service of choice.
It's your service of choice.
So this was a big deal when I saw Apple decide the 100 best albums of all time.
Yeah,
because
of
that day I
course.
said, okay, now they have decided my favorite 100 albums
I mean,
me.
they've kind of always dubbed themselves as like culture curators.
They're the
weirdly,
ultimate tastemakers.
they make cell phones and tech. Like they, okay. I was at Best Buy and I was like, maybe I'll get a new like band for my Apple Watch because this one's a little old. And then I looked at new bands, $100.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous.
And then I was like, well, fuck, maybe I'll get a new brick for my laptop charger because that way I can have one at home and one at work. $100 for a brick. $35 for a cord. Like, you.
all right, Julian, we can sit here and talk trash about Apple like all the other haters out there, but I'm a big fan of Apple. All right, so I'd prefer if we just got into the music and just left all the at home, okay?
Yeah.
So why don't you cheer up?
Because they know so.
Thank you, Apple. Thank you
Zane
for these
Lowe-
amazing products we're using. Thank you for deciding what the top 100 albums of all time are.
I forget who
Thank you, Zane Lowe. Thank you, Tim Cook. Who curated the Bible? Julian searched who curated into Google, and the first one was
Who curated the
who
Bible?
curated the Bible. Oh yeah, this is a good call. Who actually curated the list we're going to be looking at? It's an opinion survey, so it's a survey. So it's voted for by the people.
But
Julian.
the people that were picked were like curated by like Zane Lowe and like two other people, I think.
It's the Apple Music Insiders.
Let's just hop onto the Wikipedia real
That's cool. There's
quick.
already a Wikipedia for it.
Da.
Oh, and they have the whole list on here, so we don't even need to use
Oh
the...
God, no! I want to use the fun list.
Yeah, we're going to use the fun list.
I know no one can see it. Maybe you could put it in the corner.
I could do that.
That'd be a lot of work.
It'd be a lot of work. I'll put one glimpse of it in the corner right now. Look.
So that
All
people
right,
know
that's the
what we're
first
looking at.
and only time you'll see it.
Yep.
And then you can go, oh, yours is... On my mobile browser, it's a white background, but yours is green. I prefer that.
Yeah, the green's cool. All right.
Okay, so episode 1, we're going to do 100 through
We're going
50
through, the
right
first
now,
50.
and then 49 through on one
Yep.
on the second episode.
Yep.
All right, we'll try to cruise. I think we'll average probably 1 minute per album. That's how this has to work out
Okay.
in order for us
Yeah,
to
I
do
mean,
both these
especially
episodes
for
in time.
probably most of these, like this one, I got literally
100,
nothing to
I've
say.
never even heard of it.
Robin, Body Talk. Never
Oh,
heard of it
it's
before.
not ceremonious. Let's begin the list now. Robin, Body Talk. Yeah, I've never...
Hey, nice shirt, by the way.
Oh, thank
it's
you.
like kind of the inverse of my shirt.
It is, yeah.
That's cool.
Did you like the black that I chose for you? It was
Yeah.
cool.
Black is more slimming. Hides the boobies slightly.
Let them soar, is what I say.
Nah. They gotta
don't
stay
have
tucked away.
boobies.
They gotta
I'm
stay
just joking.
down.
Julian, you have a
They
great
gotta
body.
stay tamed.
You have a great body, dude.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah, so all right, we're starting with 100.
Yes.
Apple Music has decided that the 100th best album of all time is Body Talk by Robin.
Yes.
Never heard it.
I can fit
No.
my rant into 30 seconds or less.
Okay.
Here it is. Basically, if it's a top 100 list, and like any of them are like from probably the last like 15 years. I don't agree.
Yeah.
Too new to tell
I think so too.
how relevant they are in culture and how long they stay around.
Yeah, you have to do like a 100 best of the 20th century.
Okay, so
And we only now have just gained enough, insight, enough retrospection to talk about the best 100 albums of the 20th century.
yeah, this came out in 2010, so I guess it kind of falls in. It's
14
like
years.
14 years. Yeah, maybe it's old enough, but also at the same time, I feel like most of the albums that are on this list should be relatively old because in order for it to be a best album of all time, it has to have influenced multiple generations,
Yeah.
not just like a small group of people within the last decade or so. Does that make am I being
No,
stupid?
I think you're right.
Okay, word. All right, so that's number 100. Fuck that album. Never heard it before, but fuck it. I don't like the artwork. I don't like the title. I don't even like the name of the artist. Robin with a Y. Ooh.
I thought it might be Robin Thicke for a second. And in that case, I would have fully
I
agreed.
would've
I would
given
have
it a
said
10 out
that
of
should
10.
be higher on the what the hell album.
All right, number 99, Hotel California by the Eagles. This one makes sense on a list like this.
Yeah.
Right?
We've never really talked about the Eagles.
Fuck the Eagles, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew
They're
you
so
hated the
lame.
Eagles.
They're so lame.
I think I mentioned this with Bruce Springsteen that was like an artist I just had to make a personality choice about a while ago. Like, that's just who I am. I don't like Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to do a similar thing with the Eagles.
Mm-hmm. I think
You have
that's
to
what
decide.
I've done.
Yeah.
I've decided that I never want to like them.
You're a person who doesn't like the Eagles.
Yep.
And then that makes kind of life going forward from that a lot simpler.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, yeah. Very easy because I never have to waste my time listening to shitty fucking mediocre songs from the 70s and 80s.
if
Or 60s. What is 60s, 70s, 70s, 80s?
70s, 80s,
Yeah.
Eagles first album came out in the 70s.
Fuck them.
If it was their best of album, I would maybe, but I doubt they're allowing compilations on this.
Yeah.
Because there's all those crazy statistics you see Best of the Eagles pop up all the time because it was like the highest selling album of all time when they
Yeah.
released it.
100%.
So, anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever. That's probably why it's on this list. Because it charted well. It was popular back in the day.
Yep.
All right. It's kind of a misleading graphic.
Yeah, it really is.
Number 98, Astro World.
Tough. Yeah.
I got nothing to say. Do you?
Skip. No.
Stupid. 97. Oh.
Rage Against the Machine.
Self-titled Rage. Yeah, I guess I get it, but it's not even the best Rage album, really. Is it?
Evil Empire, maybe. I don't know. I think Rage belongs on here.
Yeah. I guess culturally it's pretty influential.
Culturally very influential.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we were too young when this out. When did Rage Against? I mean, we weren't even born when the self-titled came out.
No, I think it came out in like what, 94? 93? 92.
92, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, obviously, we weren't around then, but hearing people talk about when the album dropped and just like the artwork for it, the monk self-emulating.
I mean, Andreas Andrews on Google Reviews says simply one of the best albums of all time for musical
there you
and
go.
political reasons, a force for change. Pretty much sums it up.
Okay. That's probably how they curated the list. They just Googled albums.
They're like, which albums have the best Google reviews?
yeah.
All right,
Okay,
cool.
so yeah.
96, Pure Heroin by Lord.
I will say, this is a good album.
This is a good album, yes.
And Lord is very cool, but
I'm not going to say it's not a good album.
Yeah.
Lord's cool. Should it be on the top 100 of all time? Maybe
I
if
don't
this
know.
was like a best pop, best 2010s pop.
yeah, easy. But I don't know. 100, because we'll have to see how we feel when we get to
100's
one.
a lot of records.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's not that
No, for
staying of a
some
record.
reason,
it's not that staying of
no,
a
it
record.
hasn't had that much.
There's
staying
like a
power.
couple singles that have maybe stayed around because they're like on the radio,
Yeah.
but it hasn't like influenced a shitload of other shit, really.
This was really important for like the hipster indie
Super, yeah.
movement then, and it kind
All
of
those people that wore like the round big glasses.
yeah, and it kind of making its way into the mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
This was an important album for that.
100%.
This was like, here's an interesting list, top 100 American Outfitters Urban Outfitters albums of all time. I was mixing up American Apparel because you know how you go into Urban Outfitters and
was this one
I
of
feel
them?
like, yeah, this was an album you'd always see at Urban Outfitters.
Interesting.
AM was. I remember Brand New.
AM
I
makes
think
sense.
I bought a Brand New album at an Urban Outfitters one time. Yeah,
Good for them. Because that's like edgy, but not
edgy,
like
cool, but yeah, still.
Yeah, not super angry.
Palatable.
More sad than angry.
Yeah.
Okay, 95. Confessions by Usher. That kind of makes sense.
Yeah, important album.
Yeah.
Not mad.
94.
Okay, I saw this on it when I just
Weird.
perused. I was shocked to see. So, Burial, Untrue. Burial is the artist. Untrue is the album.
Yeah. They're
Very
like
cool.
dubstep, right?
Yeah, dubstep. I mean, this album particularly is not too dubby.
Okay.
This was a huge. This album's kind of like underground electronic is the best way I could put it. But this was on heavy rotation through my college undergrad days.
Interesting.
Because whenever I would have a study sesh, I'd throw on Untrue and vibe out to it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Well, good for them. First electronic-ish album.
Yeah.
A Seat at the Table by Solange is number 3.
Yeah,
Cool.
93.
Yeah. Same thing
Sick.
as before. Oh, Flower Boy Tyler. I kind of will eat my words a little bit. This album is, like 10 years old? Came out in 2014?
About, that sounds right.
Something like that.
I wish they should
but
have the year it came out
I think
on the
this
list.
album's pretty important.
Yeah. I know, like, you have to have one Tyler album on this list.
And this is
He's-
definitely his most
Yeah.
important one if we're thinking, like, influence and staying power. Like, a lot of people, I think, would still say... Oh, 2017. Shit.
Oh, yeah, so it's pretty
God
recent.
damn. Time is so
Dude, I
weird.
wouldn't be surprised if they have another Tyler. I bet they threw Igor on, even though it's even newer. I wouldn't be surprised if that's
Do you
somewhere higher
think there's
up in the
repeat
list.
artists on here?
I bet there's going to be a
Oof.
couple.
All right.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see.
91. Oh. Listen Without Prejudice, Volume 1 by George Michael. This makes sense, I guess.
I was talking a couple episodes ago about how much George Michael is the man.
Mm-hmm.
Big George Michael
You sure
fan.
were.
Yeah. So I'm in full support of this. See, and like for
Do you think they
I
made
bet
the
Father
right pick?
Figure. No. Is that what that album's called? Father Figure? The one with Father Figure on it?
I think so.
That's his quintessential album. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's later on the list.
All right. 90, Back in Black by AC/DC. Honestly, glad this isn't higher up on the list.
Yeah, 90 feels perfect for
90 is pretty perfect for something like this.
Yeah, Back in Black.
All right. 89, Fame Monster. Oh, specifically the deluxe edition of the Fame
Of
Monster by
course.
Lady Gaga. Makes sense, too. I think as far as pop music goes, this definitely influenced and continues to influence pop music. So
Yep.
I get that. 88. Oh, I Put a Spell on You, Nina Simone.
Simone.
Finally starting to get into some more classic shit.
Yeah.
I guess that would make sense that the classic shit's a bit higher up on the
higher.
list. I support this.
Me too.
All right. 87, Blue Lines, Massive Attack. What do you like this? Do you like Massive Attack?
Yeah, I do like Massive Attack.
Yeah, they seem like someone you'd like.
Yeah.
I don't dislike them. I just never fully got into them. Like, I don't want to listen to them frequently.
Massive Attack was an important band too for like, I mean, probably influenced Burial a lot, being a
Yeah.
UK electronic kind of dubby band.
Sure, 100%.
So yeah, this was an important album. Mary J. Blige, My Life at 86.
Makes sense.
I like Mary J. Blige. I can't say I'm too familiar with this album. I'm sure I've heard many songs
I think
off of
this
it.
is one of the ones. Yeah, this has most of her singles on it. Whoops.
I was just listening to the U2 and Mary J. Blige duet of One. Beautiful.
Oh, that's
beautiful
cool.
collaboration.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, like a lot of big songs on this one.
Yeah.
Probably why I got picked. It's not necessarily like an album-y album. A lot of single-y stuff,
Uh-uh.
but it's good.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige is cool. 85.
Casey Musgraves.
Never got the hype with her.
Yeah, I can't
Should
say
we
I
even
did
say
either.
it's the Golden Hour?
I know
I
a
don't know which
lot.
album that is, really.
I've listened to this album a couple times. It has the her biggest hit. What's the name of the song? Oh, What a World. Good song. But
All
yeah,
right.
the rest of the album, I whatever.
Too new.
Too
When
new
did this even
indeed.
come out? Let's
Like
see, 2017 also. I
okay.
guess so.
Older
By
than I
the
thought.
Flower Boy rule, it's not too new.
True.
Because I don't want to be a fucking hypocrite on my own podcast on episode 50. This is when we should seem like polished professionals, if anything. All right, 84, Doggy Style Snoop. This should be higher up on the list, I feel like. It should probably be in the top 30 or top 40.
I'd agree.
83, Horses, Patti Smith.
I think this should be way higher
this should
up.
probably be higher up, too. You're right.
In terms of influential, too.
Yeah.
Here's how...
I mean, like, everybody's favorite musician, pretty much if your favorite musician is, like, playing rock music or indie music or alternative music of any kind, Patti Smith is, like in
Patti
their
Smith
top 3,
and specifically
probably.
Horses.
Yeah.
Here's how influential it was. At a recent Morrissey concert, he was selling an autographed copy of Horses that he autographed himself as merch at his show. Isn't that crazy?
Can you even do that?
There had to be some sort of crazy legal agreements to
Yeah.
that, and obviously she's, I'm sure, getting most of the kickback for that, but he just loves this album so much, and he like talks about it all the time, that he's like, this is my merch, I signed a version of my favorite album. And
weird, dude.
yeah.
What a weird guy.
That's not funny.
Yeah, this should definitely be higher up, I feel like. All right, 82, Get Rich or Die Trying, 50 Cent.
Should be.
This makes sense.
I know.
where
I
it's
think
at.
should
You
be
think it
higher up.
Higher too.
In my list of top 100, this is easily top 30.
But is that just because you know less albums?
Yeah. That's because I know mostly 50 Cent.
My top 5
So
is
in that case, it'd
mostly
be
50 Cent.
yeah. But this,
It's influential for our generation.
yes,
I
had
don't
all the
know
big hits on
how.
it.
I guess like moms and shit kind of fuck with 50 Cent too. I guess it's influential to multiple generations.
And it's like quintessential club rap.
Yeah.
What
100%.
people like to
The
go out and dance
quintessential club
to.
rap.
So
Yeah. All right. He made it to the Super Bowl halftime. He should be higher up on the list.
yeah,
All right. After the Gold Rush, Neil Young makes sense.
naturally.
Good placement, I think, relatively. I mean,
See, I'd be surprised
should
if
be a
that's
little
the
higher
only
up,
Neil
but-
Young album on here
yeah,
too.
you're kind of right. It's probably going to be like 2 Paul Simon albums on here.
Yeah, probably.
Eminem, Marshall Mathers. Not even Eminem's best LP, in my
No.
opinion. So there's probably multiple Eminem ones on here.
Yeah,
Shit.
there
All
very
right.
easily could
Weird. Okay. 79, Norman fucking Rockwell.
Which I'd be surprised if
Eh.
there's a more that might be the most recent album to make the list, because that was 2019.
Mhm.
Norman fucking Rockwell came out.
Yeah, you're right.
It's a great album, and I think in hindsight will be a very important album. But yeah,
Very
crazy to
important
put on
in a
the
niche.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be large scale at any point in the future.
yeah. It is kind of crazy to throw this up on the list. But
It's a
I love
pretty
this album.
tunnel vision. I love this album too. This is by far my favorite Lana Del Rey album. Probably the only one that I can get like where I like every song. But I think I don't know. Yeah, it's just so niche. Like one specific kind of thing is being done here, and it's not. I don't think it has staying power.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll see.
Fun fact: do you know who the guy on the album cover is with her?
No.
It's Jack Nicholson's nephew, I think.
Oh,
Great
I
nephew.
guess I thought I knew who that was, but that's not who I thought.
Wait, you thought you knew who Jack Nicholson was?
No,
or-
I
or
thought
who
I
the-
knew
who the
who that
dude
guy
is.
was.
Yeah, no, just a random, but he's Jack Nicholson's great nephew.
Got
something
it.
like that. He's
Okay.
related to Jack Nicholson.
Got it.
You can kind of see it in the face a little bit. You
Sure.
really stare at him.
And the anger, the resting scowl.
Yeah.
All right, 78. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, Elton John.
Should probably be higher on the list, I'll say.
Yeah, probably a little bit. As far as staying power, influentialness.
Mhm.
I mean, dude's still selling out fucking stadiums. 77, Like a Prayer,
Like a Prayer.
Madonna. Makes sense. Probably relatively good placement.
I'd be surprised if there's not another Madonna
one
album.
higher up.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably right. 76.
Okay. Absolutely fucking crazy. Bad Bunny. Un
When did
verano
this come
sin
out?
ti. Probably like 2018, maybe even 2022.
Yeah, 2022.
That is fucked up.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah, I
Bad
was
Bunny
gonna
has
say.
only been relevant for a very little bit,
Yep.
in my opinion. Damn, that's crazy. I don't think, like, this is granted, I just said fuck the Eagles and I was shitting on them for a long time, but like, well, okay, maybe I'll eat my words a little bit because Bad Bunny is globally like a phenomenon. It's just not, we don't necessarily see it here.
Are you saying Bad Bunny's we see it here. People love Bad Bunny.
People love him here, but I'm saying like
like in
tens of
Latin
thousands,
America,
like
he's
he'll play
Beatles level.
Yeah, really, really, really large crowds. So he's probably as influential as a group like the Eagles, just for a kind of different area of the world. So I don't know. Maybe it should be here, but I think it's too new.
Yeah,
honestly,
we might just sound like cranky old heads being so opposed. But I'm not saying Bad Bunny's untalented or that this is a bad album. But again, just for like an album that came out 2 years ago to be on the list,
it's way too soon to know if something like this has staying power.
Yeah. Okay. Next one, 75. Missy Elliott, Super Duper Fly.
Good one.
Good pick.
I think there's
might be another Missy
probably another Missy Elliott.
I think so.
Downward Spiral by 9 Inch Nails at 74.
How do you feel about 9 Inch Nails?
I don't think they should be on the list.
Really?
Yeah. Like they definitely like pioneered and like they were the face of like the industrial thing that happened in the 90s, but like I kind of feel like that would have happened anyway because of where like progressive metal was going and also where grunge was going and how nu metal kind of organically came out from those two things. I think there still would have been someone else that was in front of the industrial thing. I just have never really liked Trent Reznor's songwriting or voice or really production style, which is like all of it.
Yeah. The whole package.
It's super like, and this is coming from someone who like loves like metal and like super noisy shit. It feels like it's just kind of noisy for the sake of being noisy. There's not like too much of a point to it. And all of his lyrics are so on the nose. It's like, okay, dude, like, come on, bro.
I'm much more familiar with Pretty Hate Machine, the first album, and I actually am a big fan. Not
that
big fan. I like that album.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe we'll see that album on here. But I always struggled with Trent Reznor specifically. Especially, he has such a cult following too that it was like one of those dudes where I'd heard so much about 9 Inch Nails and knew so many people that were all about him. And then when I finally like got around to really going in on the music, I was like, this is what people are raving about so much.
Yeah, it's kind of underwhelming with all of the mystique that's behind it.
And like David Bowie like heralded Trent Reznor. I don't know, maybe we just don't have the right context on it, because I know David Bowie was like a huge Trent Reznor fan and they even collaborated.
We probably missed how important it is because again, it was before our time a little bit. Not by much. We only missed by a few years, but I mean, yeah, like.
And he was one of those dudes where, like, because he did everything on the album, that was a little bit of the virtue in and of itself that people, which I disagree with. It's like.
That's like the Tame Impala syndrome of like.
Exactly. He does it himself. Well, maybe it'd be better if other people were involved.
Maybe if he collaborated, then it would not
like
be the same
album.
thing
Exactly.
for 6 albums in a row.
Yeah. Have you ever been in a Reznor elevator? Have you ever been in an elevator and noticed Reznor?
No.
It's his like grandpa or something. Was it industrialist and
Good for
invented
him.
an elevator company or started one? Anyways, 73.
I hope to someday beat the fuck out of Trent Reznor in an elevator. So.
So specific. When he's like 70 years old.
Yeah,
he'll kick the
he'll
shit
come
out of
on
him.
to the elevator and I'll already be there.
Yeah. Let's go, Reznor.
Let's go, old man.
Make you eat shit.
Been meaning to tell you something for a minute.
Yeah.
All right.
Downward Spiral did not deserve to be on the Apple Music 100 list. And you're going to pay for it.
I was going to say more like you should have gone with more than one snare sound for the entirety of your career.
And now he scores like he's like the go-to guy for scoring films.
Yeah, well, like weird films.
Weird films.
Yeah.
And there's nothing like idiosyncratic about his scores ever.
No.
Like because I'll pay attention to that whenever there's a new Trent Reznor
Yeah,
score.
no, I listened to one of the soundtracks, and then I listened to a couple parts of a different soundtrack. That I think the soundtrack that I listened to second was one that Atticus Ross also helped with too.
Yeah, they have done. I know what movie this is.
I don't give a shit what movie it is, but either way, it was super different.
Yeah.
Like, which is interesting, I guess.
Yeah. All right, we've burnt enough time on Trent Reznor.
Number 73.
An album very
we hold near and dear.
Yeah. Asia, Steely Dan.
Definitely think this should be higher.
Definitely should be higher. And if Gaucho does not make the list later, I'm gonna
Honestly,
freak out.
if Pretzel Logic doesn't make the list, I might be kind of upset about that too, because I think Pretzel Logic might be.
But I don't. So getting the vibe of the curators.
Yeah,
So
they're just
I
going
think
with
they're gonna.
cultural
I think
importance.
Asia would be their number one Steely Dan album.
Yeah,
and since it's
probably.
73, I don't think we're seeing another Steely Dan on here. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But at least it made the list. 73.
All right, 72. SOS SZA.
Yeah, when I listened to SOS by SZA, I said this is way better than Steely Dan's Asia. Fucking idiots, dude.
There's like millions and millions of people who definitely would prefer SOS to Asia.
True.
So.
We're kind of fucking weirdos. But I like SZA.
I like this album. It should be on this list, probably. Maybe not above Asia, in my opinion. But what do
I feel
know?
like just like 100 through 90 should have been like recent
Modern
bullshit pop albums. And then
albums.
like, okay, yeah, you included them in there. They're on the list. Let's get to the real stuff.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Okay, 71.
Kraftwerk.
Trans-Europe Express. Sure, why not?
This would have to be on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah. For music nerds, Kraftwerk is a big
Staying
deal.
power-wise.
Yeah.
It's even influencing shit still up till today.
Mm-hmm. I like this album a lot.
All right. 70. Straight Outta Compton. NWA.
Surprised it's not higher.
Surprised it's not higher, too.
For the cultural impact it had alone.
And the fact that critics suck this album off
Yeah.
every chance they get. Yeah, I do think it should be higher, probably.
It's like if for like
We're
most
just talking best as far as
we should look at in the Wikipedia album, did they have the criteria ranked on? Because I was gonna say like in terms of most important albums, Straight Outta Compton would have to be top 10. Like most impactful, most important. It started a movement. There's like movies written about it. You know, it was a cultural force. But I think the criteria was they just surveyed people and were like, put your favorites on here for whatever reason. And they just kind of...
Okay, not to spoil anything, not a single artist we've mentioned so far is on the list more than once.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So we got to readjust our thinking here.
Yeah.
That doesn't
Wow.
happen with even some of the biggest artists of all time. Like, I mean, I forget all of them now. It doesn't matter.
Steely Dan.
But yeah, Steely Dan. There's only one Steely Dan record. There's only one Bad Bunny record.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, 69. Master of Puppets Metallica. Yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
I'm glad it's number 69.
69, nice. Yeah.
68. Oh, you'll like this one.
Fully agree. I like that it's one better than Metallica.
Is
That's
this
funny.
the right Strokes album?
Yes. The album is This It by the Strokes, their debut. Definitely the right one.
Ooh, all right. Number 67, Dummy by Portishead. I think this should be higher up on the list, too.
I think so.
Kind of one of those classic things we were saying earlier about Patti Smith, where, like, a lot of your favorite artists, especially indie, weird, experimental shit, a lot of your favorite artists
album.
were Portishead in the 2000s, this album. Because it came out in 1998, but I think it really gained a shitload of traction with people in the 2000s. And I think Portishead was, like, one of Tom York's favorite bands. Not to like suck off the Strokes, but it was one of Julian Casablancas' favorite bands. He always talks about how much he loves Beth Gibbons.
Mm-hmm.
And then Beth Gibbons is on like the latest Kendrick Lamar record.
Yeah.
Like she's influenced a wide variety of people, so that's cool.
It'd be fun to do an entire episode on this album.
We should definitely do a Portishead
very
episode.
Important to both of us, I think.
Mm-hmm.
This album
yeah,
specifically.
super important to both of us,
Yeah.
I would say. All right, 66, Queen is Dead, The Smiths. Fuck The Smiths, fuck The Queen
no,
is Dead.
Shut the hell
This
up,
album
Julian.
sucks.
Shut up, idiot. If this is the only Smiths album that's on the list, which I think it probably will be from the little spoiler alert you gave me earlier, I'm not mad. It's probably my favorite Smiths album, followed closely by Meat is Murder. Think maybe it should be a little bit higher than 66, just on terms of how influential it was.
How important it was.
Smiths frequently get rated as like the most influential band. I've seen that on various publications that like they polled a bunch of modern musicians and
Yeah.
the Smiths were referenced most
bunch.
frequently. So
Yeah. Makes
Whatever.
sense. A bunch of people have a weird thing for the Smiths right now. They definitely have staying power, that's for sure. They always come back up like every 10 years. The Smiths
Yeah.
come back up to the top.
and each time the
It's bigger.
peak is bigger.
Yeah. It's because there's more people on the
amplitude.
globe.
Fuck.
We're not going
I haven't
backwards.
even considered that sheer number of people.
My one word of advice for you out there, buy land. Just buy as much land
Yeah.
as you can.
Farmland too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something that is fertile.
And water rights.
Yes. Make sure that you're near water.
Julie and I are investing all of our royalties from Kadzo songs into
Dogecoin.
water rights.
Oh, water rights.
Dogecoin. We will sell the Dogecoin at a severe profit
Yes.
and buy water rights.
We'll
with that
buy the
profit.
equipment that's required to make our own water.
Yeah, like the dune machines.
All right, number 65.
Yep.
3 Feet High and Rising, De La
De La
Soul.
Soul. Yeah.
Should be higher, I think.
I think
there
so.
wouldn't necessarily be too much of an alternative hip hop scene without this record.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of made people take alternative hip hop seriously in a lot of ways. So maybe it should be higher, but whatever. Number 65. All right, should we go on?
Let's go on.
All right, number 64, Erica Badu. Baduism. All right, I fuck with it.
Yeah.
Maybe it should be higher too. Maybe it's
Another
in a good
artist
spot.
where it's like, yes, she has to have one on the top
It has to
100.
be. Yeah.
Arbitrarily throwing it at 64. It's like, sure.
Sure.
Yeah,
Bury it.
fine.
It's not too high, not too low.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little too low. All right, number 63, Are You Experienced by Jimi Hendrix. And his experience. Yeah, this one should probably be higher. I don't know. I don't really think that... Maybe what I'm about to say is really fucking stupid. I don't really know how much sustainability the electric guitar would have had without Jimi Hendrix.
No, I think you're totally right. He pushed the art form, like truly blew people's minds. And I think that's another thing like that's hard for us to appreciate without being there, because now there's so many dudes who, no one quite plays like Jimi Hendrix, but so many dudes have done similar things where it's like, yeah, naturally what Jimi Hendrix was doing was like the thing to do with electric guitar.
Yep.
But so like for him to invent a lot of the shit that he was doing, it truly had to be mind blowing.
And I don't think there's a single guitarist really alive in the last, like maybe up till a point in the last like 10 years, but before that, there hasn't really been a famous guitarist that's not like, yeah, Jimmy Page is like my favorite, like he's the fucking
Jimi
man.
Hendrix.
Or yeah, Jimi Hendrix and Jimmy
Jimmy
Page. But yeah, Jimi Hendrix, like The Edge always said Hendrix was like his fucking guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, just like so many other people.
Sometimes I'll have the instinct like to be a hipster dickhead and be like, I don't even like Jimi Hendrix that much, but then I'll listen to Jimi Hendrix and be like, this is so fucking good.
It's pretty powerful stuff.
Yeah.
Dude's got feeling. All right, number 62.
Surprise. Sorry. Go
No,
ahead. Announce
you
the
go.
album.
No, you go.
All Eyes on Me, Tupac.
Yes.
Surprised this is not higher in the list.
I think it's interesting that it's significantly higher than Straight Outta Compton.
True.
I think it's...
I think both of these albums would probably deserve top 20.
and
in my mind.
still no Biggie.
Yeah.
No Notorious B.I.G. anywhere. No Junior Mafia anywhere. There's probably not.
That's
The
right,
Junior
there's not gonna be
Mafia's not
Junior
gonna be on here.
Mafia, no.
But Junior Mafia should be on here. That album fucking rips.
Yeah.
But yeah, All Eyes on Me. I guess it makes sense that it's on here. Again, it's not even. It's hard to say which Pac album is my favorite one. It kind of rotates around.
I think
but
All Eyes on Me would be my pick most of the time.
it's a pretty good record.
Yeah.
All right. 61. Love Deluxe.
Sade.
Don't know who this is.
You don't know?
No. Who's this?
She's so good. She was like Egyptian French woman. Your Love is King. There's a big so Diamond Life is the album I'm thinking of, and Diamond Life is easily in my top 20 albums of all time. Different Sade album. I'm not as familiar with Love Deluxe by her. Definitely know some of these songs, but
All right, well,
yeah, she's incredible. Check
number
out.
61 on the list. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, please do. You'll be blown away.
Oh, fucking.
Of course, Velvet Underground and fucking Nico have to be on here.
Yeah.
This is one of the most overhyped albums of all time.
So overrated. They're like, it's avant-garde. He was taking chances. He didn't know what he was doing.
And
yeah, it's evident when you listen to it. It sounds like a fucking crazy person just making random ass fucking sounds. Like, I don't know. Whatever. My dad's a big Warhol guy. I think he definitely influenced, like, postmodern jazz in a lot of ways. But probably in a lot of bad ways. As many bad ways as good ways.
I feel obligated to listen to this album a lot because it's always ranked so highly and it just feels like essential listening. And every time I'm like, I see the appeal and there are glimmers of brilliance in the music, but I think it's so up its own asshole too.
Yeah, it's so uppity, dude.
And I love Lou Reed. He's one of my
Sure, yeah, Lou Reed's cool.
My biggest influence of all time. Andy Warhol is cool. I like Nico's solo stuff. It's pretty cool. But yeah, this album is just. But yeah, it has to be on the list.
Number 60. I'm surprised it's not higher. I'm glad it's not higher.
Yeah.
All right, 59. All right.
I'm not mad at this. AM Arctic Monkeys at 59. I think it deserves to be somewhere on the list.
Worst favorite, worst nightmare, bro.
True. But I mean, to be just
this is the one that everybody
impact.
loves.
Yeah,
which just man, I don't get it. Everybody is like, this is the best one. It's so good. It's so fucking boring, dude. Being someone who considers myself like an OG Arctic Monkeys fan, shit like this is just so dead and derived of just what was popular at the time, rather than like what they were originally trying to do.
I agree. Favorite worst nightmare is my favorite. It's your favorite as well.
Sure.
But
I'm
whatever
not,
people say that's what I'm not. Maybe over AM too, like just that, because that had a lot of importance at the time.
Yeah, maybe.
But I mean,
this one I think has the staying power.
Everyone was singing this album in 2014.
If there's gonna be one album that Arctic Monkeys are like known for 50 years from now, it's probably gonna be this one.
It is an impressive feat. This album.
Too bad
I'm a
sucks dick. All right, 58.
Yes! Yes! Should be way higher, obviously. I do love that it's one better than AM. What's the Story, Morning Glory by Oasis? Of course, it has to be somewhere in the top 100. It has to be
100. This one, too.
Yeah.
This is the one that matters the most.
We just hit the 30th anniversary of Definitely Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing a big reissue.
I saw that.
Pretty excited for that.
Good for you.
Yep.
Gonna have to, I don't know, buy one and then listen to it and be like, oh, this is the same, but it's a different one.
I can't wait to A-B it. And then when you come over to my house, I'm going to make you listen
There'll be
to all
notes.
of it. Yeah. Julian, I made detailed notes. Do you agree with this? Please sit on my couch.
Okay. Voodoo, D'Angelo. Sure.
Bullshit.
57. Price should be a little.
I mean, okay, so now
swap
that I
this one
know
in the 50 cent one.
everything from here on out, I'm going to be upset about, because I'm going to be like, that's not better than What's the Story, Morning Glory. What the hell?
Is it better than Asia, though?
Yes.
Is What's the Story, Morning Glory better than Asia?
Yeah, dude, Asia fucking sucks compared to What's the Story, Morning Glory. Obviously. Steely Dan wishes they were on Oasis or shit.
All right.
The Cure, Disintegration.
Chill out, guy. Number 56, The Cure.
I don't have objections, but not my favorite Cure album.
Not my favorite Cure album. Probably my mom's favorite Cure album, though, which is more important than, because she was like a fan.
She was there.
She was like a fan. And like, in hindsight, I don't understand necessarily why The Cure has the staying power that it has, but they also kind of invented a whole thing, so I just wasn't there for it.
They invented a whole thing that was so beloved and so listenable and so poppy, while being so weird and out there, that it's really impressive. To think that a bunch of weirdos that looked like The Cure and saying like The Cure can make like beloved pop songs that are still used in like every romantic movie used today. Yeah. It's pretty wild.
Yeah. Don't disagree with you there, buddy. All right, 55. Anti by Rihanna, or Anti, I guess, by Rihanna. By Rihanna. Sorry.
Rihanna.
My fault. Yeah. I knew there'd be a Rihanna record on here.
Yeah.
Just didn't know which one necessarily.
I
don't know.
Too familiar with this album.
Let's Google it really quick.
Yeah, what
See
year
what
did it come
songs are on
out?
here. There's got to be like at least one song on here that we know, right? Because that's just kind of how Rihanna albums work.
It has Desperado. Do you think that's a cover of the Eagles' Desperado?
I really don't think so.
I bet it is.
Oh shit! This has to be pretty new too. When did this come out?
Yeah, I thought it was new.
2016. Okay, interesting. It has SZA on it, which I didn't know.
Early SZA feature.
Yeah, new.
She was on the bleeding edge. She was an
SZA.
early adopter of SZA.
I think I know that. Yeah, I know the song Desperado.
Yeah.
And I think those are that's the only one I know. But that's cool. Good for you, Rihanna.
Congratulations on all your success, Rihanna.
I thought maybe a different Rihanna album would be on this list. I don't really know this one too well. All right, 54. Love Supreme, John Coltrane.
Naturally.
This should absolutely be in the top 20. This should not be
It's
where
criminal
it's
that
at.
it's not. Another album where any musician worth their salt, if Love Supreme doesn't make it in their top album list.
Like, even today, most musicians that I know, that I respect, and that are like my friends and stuff, they'd probably all put Love Supreme in one of their most influential records. Maybe not favorite currently, but like at some point it was like a mind-altering album for most of the musicians that I know.
I think I've probably mentioned this on the pod. Favorite gift I ever got Christmas one year, my dad got me a turntable and this album.
Nice.
And he was like,
good
"You should
first
listen
one to
this
start
album
with.
a lot."
Yeah.
And I have. It's probably my most played record. Like most mornings, if I'm chilling, I just throw on a Love Supreme.
It's probably
and listen
one of
to
the
it.
few records that we both own, too.
Yeah, true.
All right, 53. We're getting close to our cutoff here, boy.
Exile Main Street. Naturally, this one has to be in the
Fuck
list.
the Rolling Stones. Fuck you if you like the Rolling Stones. You're basic.
I like this album. The making of this album is fascinating. The album has a cool sound. It's a good album, Julian. Get off your high horse for a second. Objectively look at the Rolling Stones without any of your bullshit coloring your view. You're being nasty towards the Rolling Stones. I don't appreciate it.
I just can't forget about that new song with Paul McCartney.
Yeah, it's horrible, dude. It ruined my life, okay? I questioned everything I knew about music and the Rolling
That
Stones
song
when the
cost
album
me
came out.
$50,000.
How so?
I burned $50,000 when I heard it because that's how mad I got.
$50,000 worth of property damage to my own house. What the fuck is this? All right.
Sure, yeah, deserves to be on here.
Yeah, it has to be on here. Another one where like a lot. I've seen X on Main Street and a lot of my favorite artists.
Sure.
lists.
Got to be on the top hundreds.
It's not my favorite Rolling Stones album.
Yeah, what's your favorite?
Some Girls.
Bitch.
All right, dude. What's your favorite Rolling Stones album?
Probably, fucking, whatever. Exile.
Oh, Exile.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Exile is probably my second.
I think Exile's more important. So I understand why it's on
No,
this
my
list.
second is Sticky Fingers.
Oh shit, yeah. Sticky Fingers might be my favorite, actually.
Exile is probably my third.
Okay. Appetite for Destruction, Guns N' Roses. At the 52 spot.
You heard me put it in one of the best debut album positions of all time.
Yes.
So I think it has to be on this list. 52
Definitely
feels
has to be on
about
this list.
right.
Yeah. I'm not a big Guns N' Roses guy, but this album is very important for a lot of music that I do enjoy. So
Definitely.
thank you, Guns N' Roses, for...
Thanks for everything you did.
You guys should retire, though, now. No need to keep up with the bullshit that you're doing. Like... It's all embarrassing.
Axel, do it. Die a hero's death.
Not necessarily die, just like go away.
Axel,
don't try to do
die.
the two separate fucking and then come back together and then fucking go away and then come back together. Just fucking fuck off.
Yeah, if I see Slash on one more fucking cheesy commercial.
Dude, I bump into that guy everywhere. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like I saw him in
Slash.
town the other day and I was like, "Hey man, go away."
Dude, if I saw Slash in person, I'd freak out. I'd quake in my little
He
boots.
seems
I would fold like an absolute
so
deck chair. And
tall.
I think he's probably pretty small.
No, tall. He seems tall.
Yeah, but I'm sure he's actually pretty
You think
short.
he's
I think
short?
it's just his. I mean, the hat adds several inches, of course.
Probably the weird boots too.
But I'm okay. Let me guess. I bet Slash is 5'9".
I don't really know where. Do you?
Just look up Slash height. Why are you digging through it? So, yeah.
Can you do that? Oh,
Oh,
yes, you can.
5'10".
5'10". All right,
Okay,
he's
I was
above
close.
average. He's above average. I'll take it. All right, number 51. We're getting real close now, Bubba. Sign of the times. Okay, should we see?
Mr.
I'm sorry
Prince.
to break the suspense. I want to. Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, let's
We
keep
won't
that to
spoil it.
ourselves. What we just looked up.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I'm glad this one's on here. It should be. I was gonna say something. I'll redact it. This should be on here.
We had a lengthy discussion a couple episodes ago about Prince and if he was overhyped. I've done a lot of pondering on that and have really come to regret
This
some
is
of
one
the
of the
things I
few
said about
times
Prince.
where you said someone was overhyped, and I played devil's advocate and said maybe they're not.
Yeah.
Which very rare.
and you
for
had
this
very good
podcast.
arguments for
Yes.
that being the case as well.
facts.
Yes, you backed it
Factual
up with
information.
yes, you had citations. And yeah, I felt like a real stupid dickhead after I left that.
Good, because that's what you
It's like-
fucking are.
I sat in my corner and said, God, I can't believe I showed my ass that way on the pod. Dude. Everyone thinks I'm a fool. Sorry,
I
Prince.
hope you've lost sleep over this.
And I actually remembered a time I was DJing a party and got pretty drunk and only played Prince songs because I just wanted to listen to Prince. And someone came up to the DJ booth and was actually pretty mad that I was playing so much Prince.
Just Prince.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you got to shake it up a little bit.
It was pretty soon after he died. And I thought everyone was enjoying the Prince. I thought
I think
it
out of all,
was fun to do a little rock block of Prince.
yeah.
And by like the fourth song, by a little red Corvette, everyone came up.
But
and said,
you're the one
Play
who thinks
something
he's
else.
overrated.
Well, exactly. I know that's.
Fucking hypocrite.
Yeah.
I think when Prince died and when David Bowie died, those were like the two saddest celebrity deaths or like famous people deaths that I've seen my dad go through.
For me, it was the supersized guy just recently. Supersized me
Morgan
guy.
Spurlock.
Morgan
yeah,
Spurlock.
rest in peace, dude. 53, dude. Way too young.
Way too
Didn't
young.
see how he died, unfortunately.
I didn't either. I
but
just learned about it today.
yeah. I saw it on some weird, like, I saw it on a meme page on Instagram, and I was like, this is definitely fake.
I saw it. I learned about it because someone sent a mean tweet about him dying,
Aw.
and a meme page I follow reposted it. And
If
said,
you don't fuck with Morgan Spurlock, you're a brain dead moron. He was great.
he was the man.
Yeah. All right. Should we go to our last one for this episode?
No, let's keep talking about Supersize Me the film.
Okay.
no,
So
go to 50.
Okay. I will say though that documentary is great.
It is.
Number 50, Hounds of Love by Kate Bush. This would not be on this list if it wasn't for fucking that one show on Netflix. Stranger
Things. I was
Dicks.
just about to say that.
Stranger Pings.
TikTok propelled this album to, and
I guess
I'm saying
TikTok more than Stranger Things, but Stranger Things first.
yeah, Stranger Things informed TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok informed the curators of this,
Mhm.
and we're not saying it doesn't deserve to be on here.
No, not at all.
It does.
This record's
It's
amazing.
amazing record, very important. But yeah, I agree.
I think
I mean, and it
people
wouldn't be
forgot
at
how important
50.
it was until Stranger Things, and then because that song "Running Up That Hill" was on Stranger Things, then everyone was like, "Oh wait, this song rips!"
The song
like
rules.
it's still super relevant.
She was so ahead of her
poppy.
time.
Yeah, so that people are just reminded how important this record is.
All right, everyone. That's
it. Go
part
fuck yourselves.
1. Not to spoil part 2, but I am getting a little preview right now. I'm going to start off pretty mad on that episode. So tune in next week for that.
That's why I said "fuck you, everyone," because I want the takeaway from this to be anger, discontent.
I want you to come back angry at us
Yeah.
next week for saying horrible things about you.
Yeah.
And then you can rechannel that towards the list with us.
That's what any healthy adult would do.
Yeah.
All right.
Truly. All right. Thanks for listening, everyone.
See
we love
y'all
you.
next week.
Goodbye.